welcome to Harvest Kitchen. I'm Gena, and today we're whipping up Philly Cheesesteak Quesadilla. It is delicious steak with red bell peppers, green bell peppers, onion, and delicious cream cheese. This is going to be a meal that you can't wait to eat. It is so yummy. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is take care of the steak. Let's go ahead and get that on now. To begin with, we're going to start with olive oil. This is a tablespoon of olive oil. Let's put that in our pan and get it hot. Okay, our oil is hot and ready to go. Next, we're going to put in our steak. This is round steak that I've cut into small cubes. They're about a ½ inch thick and, well, about an inch. Let's go ahead and put it in the oil. What you want to make sure of is that when you're cutting up the steak, it's in small enough pieces that it's easy to bite, so you're not having to try to tear it out of the quesadilla with your teeth. Now, we're going to go ahead and brown this very quickly. Now, with it in the pan, I want to go ahead and add just a little salt and pepper for seasoning on the steak. All right, let's get it browned. Okay, it looks like our steak is lightly browned. We're ready to turn that off and move on to creating the rest of the sauce. First, we want to go ahead and remove the steak from our pan. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to put it in a bowl right here. There we go. Now the bottom of my pan is still going to have a little bit of the drippings from the steak, and that's great. It'll just add extra flavoring. Next, I want to add the onion. I have one whole yellow onion that I've chopped up into little pieces as well. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. Okay. Since I don't really have a lot of drippings left for my steak, I'm going to add in another tablespoon of olive oil. Here we go. Now, we want to cook our onion until it's nice and translucent. Okay, the onion is sauteing very nicely. Let's go ahead and add our peppers. First, I have one whole green bell pepper that I sliced up as well. Let's go ahead and pour that in. And one whole red bell pepper. Let's pour that in. Now let's stir it all together, and we're just going to let this continue to saute until the vegetables are nice and soft. While the pepper and onion continues to saute, let's go ahead and whip up a nice little side for the quesadilla, which is guacamole. It is so simple to make. I've got one avocado that I just cut up into some little bite-sized pieces, and I've got a fork. I'm going to mush it all together. Let's do that. It's just so easy. It doesn't take long. You can see I'm just whipping right through this. And the more you stir it, the creamier it gets. Let's mush it as best we can. Okay. Now, I've got it mushed up. See that? Now that it's mushed together, let's go ahead and put some seasonings in it. First, I want to start with about a ½ tablespoon of lemon juice. The lemon juice helps keep it from turning brown. We don't want brown guacamole. Then I've got a ½ teaspoon of garlic salt. Pour that in. And a quarter of a teaspoon, I'm sorry, actually it's an 1/8 of a teaspoon of lemon pepper. I'm going to pour that in. Now, with my spoon, I'm going to just stir it all up. There we go. All right. And there you have it, guacamole. Just that simple. Now, I like my guacamole really simple. I don't like a lot of things in it. Now, you could also add raw onion, tomato, jalapenos, whatever you want. If that's what you like, if you like yours really chunky, add some vegetables to it. It'll be great, and others will like it too. Like I said, I just prefer mine creamy and very simple. but it's a wonderful taste. It will be a wonderful addition to our quesadilla. All right, our peppers need to cook just a little bit longer. Let's let them do that. It looks like our onions and peppers are ready. Let's go ahead and continue. Next, we're gonna add back in the steak. Let's pour that back into the pan. There you go. Mix that together. All right. Now the next thing we're gonna add is the cream cheese. This is one package, which is 8 ounces of onion and chive cream cheese. Let's put it in the pan. Get all over the pan. Scrape it off the spoon. Here we go. And let's mix that in. This is starting to look really good. The cream cheese is all mixed in now. The next thing we're gonna add in is, this is 1 tablespoon of liquid aminos. Now, if you don't have liquid aminos or have never cooked with them, you can use soy sauce instead. It works about the same. And this is what makes it, gives it that Philly cheesesteak flavor. It's gonna be so good. And so mix that all together. Now, also, as you know, I use steak, but if you would prefer, you can use chicken. It's just as good. All right, the liquid aminos are all mixed in. Let's add the last little bit of flavoring. The next thing I'm gonna add is, it's a ½ teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. Let's pour that in. A ½ teaspoon of salt. Let's pour that in. And a ¼ teaspoon of pepper. Let's throw that in. All right, let's mix that all together. All right, now this is just about done. Now, I also want to tell you, this is another very high protein meal. So if you are starting off the new year and trying to lose a little weight, you know that high protein is really important, as is low carbs. This is a very low carb meal with very high protein. And in fact, 1 serving is 38 calories with the beef. It is about 34, I'm sorry, not calories, it is proteins. It is about 34 proteins with chicken instead. All right, this is ready. Let's get our tortillas. Okay, to make a quesadilla, you need tortillas. These are flour tortillas, and they are the ones that are low in carbs that you can find in pretty much any grocery store. To begin with, I'm going to move 1 tortilla. All right, we need to add the filling. Let's do that. So we're just gonna scoop some up, put it on our tortilla, spread it out nicely over the entire tortilla. Okay. As you can see, I have the tortilla covered in the meat and peppers. Now I'm going to add a second tortilla on top of it. Just layer it on top, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna put it in a pan. I've got a pan ready right here. I have already sprayed it with just a cooking spray. I like to use a canola spray. You can use vegetable spray, corn spray, olive oil, whatever you like. All right, now we're gonna slide the tortilla onto the pan. And all we're gonna do with this is lightly brown both sides. The tortilla is browned on both sides. It is ready to take out of the pan. To do that, we're just gonna lift it with a spatula and let it slide right onto our plate. Just like that. All right, and there it is. Now, as you can see, that is way too big just to pick up and eat. So we're gonna use a pizza cutter to cut it. And we're gonna cut it into quarters. Let's get that done. Look at that, doesn't it look delicious? Now, all we need to do is add in a dollop of our guacamole. Let's go ahead and spoon up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. and you have a wonderful quesadilla meal. Okay, let's give it a try. Now, you can pick it up and eat it with your hands. It's just gonna be a little messy, so I'm gonna use a fork. In fact, I'm gonna set it down to do it. Let's go ahead. Pick this up, get a little of this guacamole on it. Now, let's take a look. This is delicious. If you like Philly cheesesteak, but you don't want all the carbs, this is the meal for you. The quesadilla is fantastic. And that's it. That concludes this episode. We'll see you next time on Harvest Kitchen.